Mythic Plus feels stressful for a lot of players in World of Warcraft. And while most people blame the timer, I don't think that's the problem. Let's talk about why M Plus feels stressful even when you're playing well. Mythic Plus gives you responsibility without clarity. You're constantly expected to make decisions, but the game rarely tells you what the right decision is. You're reacting to pressure without feedback. A really good example of this is interrupts. On paper, interrupts are simple. You kick the dangerous spell. But Mythic Plus almost never tells you which kick was actually correct, it only tells you when something went wrong. And especially for players who are newer to Mythic Plus, it's not always clear what went wrong in the first place. There's so much happening under the hood, so to speak, overlapping mechanics, hidden interactions, group expectations. It's not very intuitive what you're supposed to be doing differently. For a long time, the way people dealt with this was through add-ons and weak orders. They acted as a kind of external clarity the game itself didn't provide. With the Midnight expansion, however, a lot of that is going away. But that's a separate conversation. The point is, all of this does something to your head when you play. It makes you feel uncertain, it makes you feel stressed, even when the run is actually going well. And interrupts are just one example. What makes this worse is that you're not dealing with this uncertainty alone, you're dealing with it in a group. Every player in a Mythic Plus key has a slightly different idea of what good play looks like. Some expect big pulls, some expect safe play, some expect flawless kicks, and some are just hoping to get the key timed. But none of these expectations are really communicated anywhere. So you're constantly playing a guessing game, and the feedback usually comes too late and in the worst possible moment. And it's not just interrupts or group expectations. Every role in the dungeon feels this pressure differently. Tanks are expected to set the pace, but can't control damage. DPS influence pulls, but can't control the strategy. Healers are responsible for fixing mistakes, but can't decide the risk. Everyone is accountable in some way, but no one has complete control. And that's what creates this constant, low-level tension that makes even a successful run feel stressful. And that's why some players feel hesitant to even step into Mythic Plus in the first place. Maybe you're one of them. Maybe tanking seems exciting, but the idea of being in charge or knowing all the routes feels overwhelming. Or maybe you've been nervous about joining a group, worried you'll make a mistake and let everyone down. I get it, I've been there too, and I want to help make this a little easier. You don't need to have every answer right away. You don't need to control every pull. There are small practices you can do to make Mythic Plus feel less intimidating, and to feel more confident stepping into a group. Treat this like a marathon, not a sprint. If you want to start tanking, for example, you're not going to be running 15 keys tomorrow, and that's okay. Start with a +2 key, or run your own key if you can. That way, you set the rules and the pace. Consider writing in the description something like +2 chill run, so everyone knows what to expect. Make sure to communicate to the players joining that you're learning the role, whether it's tanking, healing, or just learning your spec. Most players are actually really supportive. You might even get compliments along the way. Sure, there will always be a few bad apples, but those people are rare. Don't let them discourage you. One way to make Mythic Plus feel less overwhelming is to stop trying to master everything at once. Instead, focus on one responsibility per run and let the rest exist in the background. For example, if you play a tank, you can make an entire run about the route. Start in a low pressure key like a +2. Don't worry about the damage, speed, or perfection. Just focus on where you pull, where it feels comfortable, and where it doesn't. After the run, take a moment to reflect. Which pulls felt safe, which ones felt chaotic, and why? Once you're comfortable tanking a dungeon on a +2, you can slowly move up the ladder, step by step. As a DPS, you can dedicate a run entirely to defensives. Ask yourself one simple question. Did I make this key easier for the healer? And as a healer, instead of blaming yourself for every health drop, analyze the damage. Were those spikes unavoidable, or did something go wrong earlier in the pull? By approaching Mythic Plus this way, one focus at a time, the game stops feeling like a test and becomes a practice. At the end of the day, feeling stressed in Mythic Plus doesn't mean you're bad at the game. It's the system. The combination of mechanical responsibility, social pressure, and unclear feedback. That makes it feel intense. Which is why we want to start small, communicate clearly, focus on what you can control, and treat each run as a practice rather than a test. That's how the game stops feeling overwhelming and starts feeling like a challenge you can actually enjoy. If you ever felt nervous stepping into a dungeon or trying a new role, remember you're not alone. And with patience, reflection, and small steps, it gets easier, and eventually it's gonna get really fun. If there's a topic you'd like me to talk about next, feel free to leave that. I'm planning these videos around the things that people actually struggle with. And if this kind of content resonates with you, liking the video or subscribing really helps the channel grow and lets me keep making videos like this.